Hey guys, I'm Damien from Mainlinebridges, and I have created this new product to speed up my custom bridge products. This is fun stuff. Anywho, so what I have here is a round end through girder, and the reason it's a round end is because the end is round. Yay! And the reason why it's called a through girder is because the train is designed to go through the girders, you know, through it in this fashion. So these are fun. Cool, round ends. I added some detail. I went from having no rivets on the top of the plates to adding rivets. So I'm excited about that. That really makes the bridge look a lot more realistic, which is what I like. And here's one that I painted silver. So the neat thing is this is a urethane plastic. It's very resilient. It's rigid enough. But it is still flexible. And so these are plates that I make for Oscale. These are 1 7/8 inches tall. And I believe this one is 18 inches long, 20. So these are made in 20 by 1 7/8 inches tall. Oscale or Gscale, whatever scale, these will fit in there. It just depends on what you're doing. You know, if you're doing a mining rail with a E50 small load or old school deck girder, this would work great for Gscale stuff. I use it for the tops of piers or towers in Gscale because it fits in there, but they're designed to build Oscale bridges. That's that line of model there. And then I have this cool 3.5 inch tall girder plate. So actually it's 3 3/4, correction, 3 3/4 inches tall by 24 inches long, and I designed it with this open end here is so that you could put two of these together and have a 48-inch bridge. Then on the smaller side of the girders, deck girders, this can also be used as a through girder, just like these. But typically I put this in a deck girder fashion. The reason why it's called a deck girder is because the bridge and the girder and structure are in the deck or under the track. One of the things I wanted to say too is that they are black. The plastic itself, I use a black plastic because they won't fade, and if you decide not to paint them, they look good just the way they are. But the nice thing is you can paint these. I put a primer on it, a Rust-Oleum primer, Krylon, whatever your favorite is, on a shake can. Primer it, and you can spray it to the color that you like. Pretty simple. The other thing is too, on the round ends, the way that these come, and they come in a 20.5 inch long by a 2 3/4 tall girder rail. And that's on the round end through girders. The straight end girders, you could use it for a through girder or a deck girder, whichever you choose, but these are 24 inches long by 2 3/4 tall. And those are nice. And the reason why I have these two different sizes, and you'll notice that one's taller than the other. The reason for this is when you're building a longer span that's going to be unsupported, you can use the taller ones for that. So if you put the two together, you end up with a 48-inch bridge, and it's a much taller girder format. So we have our large scale track. I typically build the bridges so that a little bit of the ties hang out over the edge of the girder. I think that looks really nice. And so what I'll do is I take two of these and I sandwich a medium. I sandwich a piece of aluminum in there just so that it doesn't ever rust, and you know, it's weatherproof and resilient. So I like that feature. But you know, if somebody's building a bridge and they just need detail on one side, this would be great. You could drill a hole through it. We're going to go ahead and do that in the video, but you can drill through this and use wood screws or whatever fastening format you might want to use there. We even recommend some of that foam, double stick foam tape. We're gonna drill some holes and cut this, and I'll show you how this can go together in a simple way. So I wanted to show you the drilling and how easy it works, because the video can explain a whole lot more than me just talking. So there you go. So as you can see, it's a pretty rigid but somewhat soft plastic. It's really cool. So I just have this 2x4 here to simulate what would be in a situation that a lot of people find themselves in. You just want to put one of these plates on a girder bridge or a piece of a structure that you already have. In most cases, a lot of people have 2x4s where they would have a girder bridge for their large scale train. So we're gonna use a 2x4. Boop. Pretty daggum simple. So if you do that, and you put your track right on top of that there 2x4, and it'll look really nice. And that's really simple. And honestly, cost-wise, this is Gscale trains, and we're making something for under $2,000. Woohoo! Changing the future for us. I wanted to finalize the video on the girders, on the sections. Just kind of keeping it open. You know, there's options here. There's the bigger girders, the not so bigger girders that can be used as both through girders and deck girders. Then we have the round and through girders, which are really pretty nice. And we have the Oscale girders. Now, and to finalize everything, this is where metal meets the plastic, okay? So we've got a real awesome combination. We've got wood in the middle, we have plastic on the sides. Now we're gonna put some metal on. This is the catwalk, and this is a 24-inch long railing, welded. And this attaches to the side of your structure, whether it's, you know, wood or you want to use aluminum with self-tappers, but you can screw these through the girder plates and put your, you know, put your catwalks on, and that looks real good. Let me just put a piece of track on here. So the way I design it, if you're using a 2x4, it's a great measurement because as you can see, the track overhangs the edges of the girders just by a little bit. But the catwalk works great for railings as well. I don't know if I mentioned this, but these can be curved. So if you're building a curved deck girder, you know, or a trestle that's going around a radius, these can bend up to a 5-foot radius. And even if you needed to, you use a heat gun, warm them up a little bit, stick them in the oven for a little bit, not too long. Yeah, you can curve those around, make curved girders and trestles. It's super fun, super cool, but these actually will help you keep the train on. I also design it so that the edge of this railing is smooth on the inside, meaning that the edges of the supports on the outside. That way, if and when the train does derail and hit this rail, it doesn't rip or scratch your train. One of those little details that I pay attention to. So, pricing and information in the description below. Thanks.